Uh, what up, all my Mingas, and welcome to the Minga Sports Podcast. I'm Nacho.
Garuta. We are late both on the day and on the hour for this podcast.
Yeah, and we record Tuesday nights, usually at like 7.
7. We've
Really?
never recorded at 7.
Oh no, I don't know. Oh, we always start at 9,
Yeah, we always start at 9.
and it is 10:30 on a Wednesday. Good thing I only have one class tomorrow.
I'm tired.
Oh, I am.
I have to be up earlier tomorrow too.
I don't.
No, that sucks. I'm also going on a plane tomorrow.
For what?
I'm going to visit my sister.
Nice.
So I'm taking a plane. Anyways, let's get into the headlines for this week. There were some games that were played.
Definitely were games.
I'm just gonna Pain.
You want to talk about this one?
I'll talk about this one. Pain is the word of the day today.
Don Cheadle word of the day.
I should say Thursday. Pain is the word of the day. On Thursday Night Football, the Giants went into Washington and left 14 points on the board and blew the game to the football team. And now everyone's like, oh, everyone's been shitting on Danny Dimes. Danny Dimes was PFF's Player of the Week.
Yeah, he did not lose that game.
He had like a 110 passer rating or some shit.
He had a good game. That was not his fault.
Yeah,
completely.
Slayton dropped a catch, a very crucial catch. CJ Board got called for holding on a touchdown run that ended in a field goal.
I think there was a post after the draft of the Giants saying we needed more offensive weapons, so we got it.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is Kadarius Toney? Because he ain't done shit.
Oh my god, he has. Fun fact: everyone listening, you guys have more NFL yards than Kadarius Toney.
Oh yeah, he's -2.
He has -2 yards. So if you are listening to this, congratulations. You have more yards than Kadarius Toney. But that was just a painful game to watch as a Giants fan.
And then they call them offsides?
Yeah, they called offsides on Dexter Lawrence.
And then he wasn't offsides when you looked at it in slow-mo?
It was like
Hi, Travis.
Frame perfect. Like if there was such thing as a frame perfect offsides, that's it. That would be it. But I don't even know what to say about that game. We played so sloppy, and our defense was kind of eh.
What is up with the first? Okay, well, can we also realize it's already week 3?
Yeah.
And also, why is every team basically in the league playing bad? Like, there's errors and penalties galore these past 2 weeks.
That's another. I'll bring that up now. The NFL and like the referees are not reviewing, but they're like going back over the penalties that were called in all of the years prior to this year. So in the 100 years of the NFL, there have never been more than 200 flags thrown in a single week. So out of all the 16 games, there have never been more than 200 thrown. In week 1 of this year, I think the number was 214, and in week 2 it was like 228.
Nice.
226. So there were brand new penalty records, and everyone's kind of pissed about it.
Yeah.
Let them play the fucking game. But like I understand some of them are
the obvious
reasonable.
ones, but I've seen like there was
some of the taunting calls.
Yeah, the taunt, like you go, woo, let's fucking go, and then it's like taunting. What is that?
Man spun the ball and got called for taunting.
I saw one. It was a corner like tapped the receiver on the chest, and it was called as like a pass interference when it just wasn't.
Yeah, so I think they
I
need
think
to
I
throw
don't
it.
think the ball was thrown, or it was like just thrown when he tapped him on the chest.
Yeah, I think they need to throw less flags. I get it, you want to like protect the players and protect the, whatever.
It's
But
it's
like
it's bad football.
some of that shit, like it's part of the game. Next game we're gonna talk about.
So we were a little bit wrong about our 0-17 Texans.
They played a solid game against
They played
playoff
the
contender
Browns,
Cleveland.
who could have gone to the Super Bowl last year, who nearly went to the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah, imagine like watching this game like 10 years ago.
Oh,
Houston versus Cleveland 10 years ago would be like, oh, these teams suck. And now Cleveland is very good, and Houston hung in there. Mostly thanks to Tyrod Taylor being a GOAT. I think he's just great, but he did get hurt during this.
Can we? I'm gonna mention it now. How Tyrod Taylor is gonna lose his job to another rookie quarterback.
Dude, there's no way.
I think
we'll get to that later.
We'll get to that later, but
no. But Houston played a good game, and that
just says a lot.
What the fuck is Houston this year?
Because they don't have Deshaun, who is top talent, and they got Tyrod Taylor, who was like, yeah, I my football team, I play football. And then, like, they were not supposed to be good, and then they were against the Jags, which is not hard. You'd be like, oh.
Yeah, but they kind of fucked the Jags.
They did, which we were not expecting.
It was not a close game.
I also thought Trevor Lawrence would not throw as many picks as he's been throwing.
Yeah. Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson are not adjusting to the NFL that great.
But to be fair,
later though.
To be fair, they are the top talent gets put into shitty systems in a hope for a turnaround. Trevor Lawrence in a different system, I feel like would play different.
Yeah, in not Urban Meyer.
Also, not a first-year coach who got hard at the firing of a USC coach.
Yeah.
He went, man, this is kind of hard. I want to go back to college.
Yep. So,
and if he does it, he'll be a forever pussy.
What did you think of the Browns' performance without Odell and without Jarvis? How did they play?
I personally didn't watch the game.
Nice.
But what I've seen, they could have played a bit better football.
Yeah, it was a little sloppy, but overall, it was like decent football.
It was like last year where the Browns were like, they're doing all right, and then they found a rhythm. Once they find their rhythm, they're gone. They're going. They're winning games. So you need to give them a minute.
Yeah, I think the Browns are warming up, and they get Odell back this week. I believe. So that'll be good for them. The next game, a really close game. The Rams at the Colts.
I saw some of this game, and that was interesting football.
The Rams' offense looks borderline unstoppable.
Mm-hmm.
The Rams' defense looked underwhelming. You pitched to me that you have Aaron Donald and
Jalen Ramsey,
and you let Carson Wentz put up 24. Like, I know that's like not a lot, but for the Rams defense, I feel like it's a lot.
And not to mention Michael Pittman having a day. He had like 120 receiving yards with like, I don't know, 8 or 9 receptions.
Yeah, he did have a day.
Which he's gonna blow up soon in the league. He's gonna be good.
He's already good.
I meant better.
I think he's definitely the firm number one receiver on that team ever since T.Y. Hilton went down. But I think he's gonna definitely make himself more notable this year.
Mm-hmm.
What else about the Colts? Not a lot to be said. Their defense is good. Their offense is good. They're a decent team. They got unlucky with the first 5 games of the year.
They also give Carson Wentz some time. You don't, but I believe in Carson Wentz, and he just needs to adjust to the system. He needs that connection with his center, and he needs that connection with his team. And I feel like it's the same thing with like rookie quarterbacks. Give him a year, and the team's different.
Yeah. I would argue that the Colts have the hardest schedule this year.
I don't know what the Colts schedule is.
They play. So this is the first 5 games. Seahawks, Rams, Titans, Dolphins, Ravens.
That's not an easy schedule.
That's not easy. They play the Texans twice, which the Texans are kind of hot, if you ask me. I think they could hold in there with Indy.
The Texans tickets are $23.
Yeah. They play the Jags twice, which whatever. And then they play the Niners. They play the Titans again. The Bills, the Bucks, the Cardinals, the Raiders, and the Patriots.
And that's week 15 Patriots when Mac Jones is going to learn how to play football.
So the first 5 games are fringe playoff teams. Or like everyone, like it would not be surprising if you face them in the playoffs.
Yeah.
If they make the playoffs.
Yeah.
The 49ers people are seeing as Super Bowl bound. I don't know why, but I've seen a lot of pics of people putting the Niners in the Super Bowl. The Bills were in the AFC Championship game. The Bucks won the Super Bowl.
I feel like the people, like, oh, why didn't you beat Pittsburgh week 1 for the Bills? And then they went out and stomped Miami. They're going to keep doing that.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just say, oh, week 1 they did bad team.
Yeah. And then Cardinals and Raiders are both red hot right now. And I have them in a later... Oh, they're our next segment. That's a good segue, I guess.
Yes, it is.
But the Colts are... They're going to be having a tough time this year, I think. But yeah, the Raiders and Cards, they're legit football teams.
Derek Carr is fun to watch.
Derek Carr is fun to watch.
And so is Kyler Murray. Because Kyler Murray just runs around and then it's like, D-Hop out there somewhere. And then D-Hop catches ball and then gets touchdown.
I think if the Cardinals stay consistent, Kyler Murray wins the MVP award.
Yeah. I could totally see that. Easy.
Balling the fuck
He's playing like an MVP.
Yeah. So Arizona beats Minnesota off of a missed Greg Joseph.
Arizona didn't win that game.
Minnesota lost that game.
Yeah.
But Minnesota is such an interesting team too. They have such a high-powered offense when you look at it on paper.
Yeah.
And like an okay defense. You're not gonna like see Minnesota top 10 defense, but you're probably not gonna see them bottom 10.
I agree.
And then they just blow it on special teams. And he hit the big one last week to send it to overtime, and then they still lost. And then he missed this one. So it's a tough day to be a Vikings kicker.
You can't miss those.
You can't.
He was so close. You cannot miss those.
Did you see the call on the Vikings radio?
No.
It was like a Vikings radio cast of the game, and the broadcaster thought he made it. So
oh
he's like,
no!
It's good. The Vikings win. And then his co-commentator's like, no, he missed it. It was really funny. But the Vikings, I thought they were gonna be good and make the playoffs, but they seem to be imploding. And the Cardinals are definitely exploding to be one
If
of
the Cardinals keep
better
playing like they
teams.
are, they're going to the playoffs.
Yeah, I think they could. I think the Cardinals could make the five seed in the NFC. I think the NFC is the weaker division or the weaker conference.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the Cardinals can definitely, if they don't win the division, which I think the Rams are going to win the division, but if they don't, I think that the Cards can get the 5 seed. And then I put the wrong game here.
You
God
did.
Damn. I'm kind of dumb. We're just gonna move that.
It's a good segue into that. Oh, I guess you're moving it. We can talk about that after.
The Raiders were also in that legit conversation. They've been playing out of their fucking minds. They were a little shaky against the Ravens week 1 in the first half. Then they brought it back and they won against Baltimore.
Fuck you, Baltimore.
Fuck you, Baltimore. True. And then they have to play Pittsburgh this week in Pittsburgh. And man, the score is kind of close. It did not feel close. It felt like the Raiders were dominating. But the final was 26-17. I think the Raiders are definitely a playoff team. Derek Carr shows he has what it takes and he has the weapons to make a deep playoff run. It's just how can their defense hold up, I think is the real question.
Their D line's been on fire. Like they've been good.
Yeah, but
they've been making electric plays and then they get quiet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and their secondary has never really been, in the past few years it hasn't been great, but they played well against Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh just kind of fell flat on their face. Big Ben possibly has an injury. He's another one of them. I think it's a
Big Ben. Just retire, please, dude.
I don't know why he decided to play this season.
Why? He's just not.
He's so old.
Yeah, like Brady is a different breed, and we.
Yeah,
but he's Ben. Just retire, dude.
He's the last player out of that 04 draft class.
There's no shame, Ben. There's absolutely none.
He's got 2 rings.
You had a great career. You're a Big Ben, which you don't like the nickname, we know. But you're a legend in Pittsburgh. They love you. You had a very disappointing playoff run last year. Last year
was such a weird year.
First snap goes into the end zone, Browns touchdown.
You go 11-0 and then finish the season 0-6 and like you lose that playoff game and it's like, damn. What happened? And the only answer I can
arthritis.
No, I was gonna say TikTok.
Oh, true.
TikTok.
No grown man should have TikTok on his phone.
I'm a big Devin Bush fan after that tweet. You have no idea.
And it's also like Juju couldn't say shit because he knows that, like,
he knows.
Yeah. You dance on Bengals logo, you get cracked.
Yeah. It's Pittsburgh's not good. I think they're gonna go like 500 or like just over. They're gonna go 9-8 and miss the playoffs, I think.
TJ Watt, why did you sign that big deal?
He got hurt. TJ Watt got hurt too. He's questionable for
I know. What is it, a groin?
I believe so. Nice water sip.
I did that for Travis.
Yep, I see. The next game, the Thriller in Seattle.
They came back.
Tennessee wins it 33-30 in overtime. the first time Seattle has lost their home opener, and like one of the first times that um they've blown a 15-point lead at home.
Yeah, the Hawks were doing great and gonna win the game, and then they said no.
Yeah, the Titans are still good. They may have lost to Arizona. Got destroyed by Arizona. But they still they played a good game against Seattle.
Julio got robbed of a touchdown.
No, that was out.
What? Look it.
His foot was out. His foot's on the line, which means he's out technically.
Oh, it looked into me.
No, it's out.
But I'm also looking at the image in my head, so.
Nice. This leads to the question, like what's going on with Seattle? Because they're playing a lot of close games recently against like good teams, but what happens when they face like a really good team? Are they gonna be able to like I don't know if they'll be able to make a deep playoff run in this state.
It's that's so questionable. Because I don't they could like figure themselves out, but I don't know that they are, and I think they're just gonna keep decreasing.
Yeah, there's a little beef between Pete Carroll and Russ as well.
Mm.
And I think Pete Carroll said after the game Russ could have made some plays or something like that. So the beef intensifies. I don't think Russell Wilson's gonna re-sign in Seattle.
You think he's going somewhere else?
As much as I want him to be a Seahawk forever, because he definitely owns that brand.
Yeah.
Like, he owns Seattle. It's going to be either him or Pete Carroll. One of them has to go when their contracts are up. Like, yeah, they won a Super Bowl, but they are not meshing together as well as they were when they did. And, you know, Russ is starting to get up there in age, but he's still playing so well that I think management might see it as a coaching issue.
Yeah, that's true. Week 1, Russ looked very, very good.
Yeah, and even in this game, he looked pretty good.
Yeah.
He was throwing the deep ball really well. I think like 2 of their touchdowns were off of like 60+ yard plays or something like that from Russ. I think it was like a 60-yard to Lockett and a 60-yard to Freddie Swain, I want to say. But yeah, Seattle's gotta shape up if they want to, you know, make it into not even into the playoffs. If they want to make it into a deep run, because I think they can make the playoffs. Just how far can they get?
They can't get a ring this year.
I don't think this is a ring year for Seattle. I think there are very few teams that are ready to get a ring right now. And even some of those were kind of making me doubt in week 1 and 2.
I think I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Oh yeah.
But we have a new segment on the show.
That certainly was a game.
Up.
Yes. This is the segment where we take probably the most confusing game of the week that we saw, and we just say this game did happen. So this week was Kansas City and Baltimore Sunday Night Football, a 36-35 win for Baltimore.
That was a game.
It was a weird game.
It was I was working and I came home and like right around halftime and I started watching and it was like Kansas City went and scored and I was like, nice. You know, I don't want the Ravens to win. Ravens immediately answered. Then I was like, geez. And then what do the Chiefs do? Go down and score again. What do the Ravens do? go down and score again. It was stupid. And I was like, what is happening? And then Lamar, which makes me a little have a better opinion on Lamar. He was doing good. He was playing consistent. Man just like jumped up in the air and was like, he's open. And just chucks the ball and gets a touchdown.
Lamar had a good game. As much as we hate on him, he had a good game. I think that the defenses on both sides were just not good. No. The only good defensive player was Tyrann Mathieu, and he got like 2 picks in the first quarter or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I did the opposite of what you did. I watched the first half and then went to bed. Because I'm like, Kansas City's got enough of a lead. They'll be fine.
Well, that was the thing. Eventually, the Ravens didn't answer, and Lamar was sitting on the sidelines, like, upset that he just lost the game. And, like, you could see in his face, we just lost.
It was definitely an offensive shootout.
And then he was able to get back on the field because the Chiefs didn't score. And then he just went down and scored.
Well, it's because Lamar's first drive, I think it was like it was in the first 3 plays or something. Tyrann Mathieu just he throws a bad ball. Tyrann Mathieu picks it off and takes it in the house. And then on the second drive, it's like it takes a minute. It's a pretty long drive. I want to say it was like probably 7 minutes. 7-minute drive. And they score, and I'm like, okay, there's a game. And they just do not stop scoring. It feels like. But that I give massive fucking respect to John Harbaugh and Lamar for going on that 4th and 1.
Yeah, where I love that he asked his opinion. He yelled, Lamar, do you want to go for it?
And that's how you know that Lamar's going to be around for a while.
Because of that connection.
Harbaugh is a good coach. He has won a Super Bowl for the franchise. He, if he gets the players, he has the ability to be great. And when he's gelling with a quarterback like that, it's both of them are going to be around for a while.
They were very happy with each other after that.
Yeah.
I don't think they got it on 4th down.
What, that 4th down?
Yeah.
No, they did.
Oh no, I'm thinking of it. I'm thinking of a different 4th down where they didn't get it. No, they did. Yeah. Yes, I remember.
There's a minute left. Harbaugh asked Lamar. They made it, and that's what shut the Chiefs out. Because if they didn't make it, Chiefs get it at the Ravens 40.
Yeah.
So they're 2 plays from field goal range with a minute left, and that would win it. But it was a game. I would have liked to see any amounts of defense played. But no, we don't get that.
And I think I'm a little bit moving on here. It's not under that certainly was a game, but I would like to give an honorable mention to New England at Jets.
Oh yeah, let's just go right
because
into that one.
I was very excited. It was a 1 p.m. game. I'm like, I can watch this before work.
We almost went to this game too.
We did almost go to this game, and I wish we did now that I'm thinking about it, because that'd been so funny. I was watching it before work, and I was just like, I'm very excited. I want to see Mac Jones. I haven't actually been able to sit down and watch my quarterback.
I saw him in person. And preseason.
And I was watching it with Travis. I was like, Travis, you want to watch football? He's like, yeah. And Zach Wilson was looking at ghosts, and he threw 4 picks.
Yeah, I was watching NFL Red Zone, and it seemed like every other play, they were switching back to the Jets game, and it was either the Patriots scoring or Zach Wilson throwing a pick. And I'm just like, what the fuck is happening right now?
And even though like we got the W, you know, there was plays where we needed to like convert on third down and fourth down, and there was drives where we could have easily scored and just didn't.
Yeah.
Because at the start of the game, the Jets defense they had us. The Jets defense was doing good, and I was like, shit, that's not great for us.
Yeah, I had Corey Davis in my fantasy lineup, and two passes bounced off of his hands, and I'm like, well, I lost this week, and I did. I lost by like 10, and I scored 90, and I almost came back in the end too. But Lamar kind of balled out, so that sucks. But yeah, New England played a pretty solid game, and in the other AFC East game,
Josh Allen was upset.
Josh Allen didn't even do a lot of it. Devin Singletary had a game. He took a good amount of runs. Like Josh Allen only had like 16 or 17 fantasy points. But Singletary had a fucking baller game. Miami just did not look good at all.
And then Tua got hit in the ribs and was like, "Ouchie, I'm out."
Tua gets hit and his body just like collapses.
And
I don't know how he can walk.
Jacoby Brissett was like, "I'm here."
Yeah.
For also, he's worn. I've only seen him in like number 7, and then he switched to 14, which is weird.
Oh.
Yeah, he's wearing Fitz's old number.
That is weird. But Buffalo stomps Miami. They get shut out. I think it was the only shutout this week. Yeah. Is that the first shutout of the year?
Yes.
Yay! Maybe. I don't know. Let me double check. Let's see. Yeah, first shutout of the year. Let's go.
Yeah, fuck you, Finns.
Yeah, everyone's talking about Miami like as a playoff team, and then they do that shit. I don't know, man.
Did you know that Jacoby Brissett has a ring?
Let me think. I gotta think of who. Don't tell me.
'Cause he does.
Don't tell me. Not with the Pat. I don't think it's with the Eagles. It's not with the Chiefs or the Bucks. Who won before?
He was drafted in 16.
He was drafted in 16?
Mm-hmm.
So
Not saying that that's the Super Bowl he won, but he was drafted in 16.
So so it's either the Patriots, the Eagles. Is it? No, it's not the Eagles. Surely. Is it the Patriots?
He was drafted in the 3rd round by the New England Patriots.
It is the Patriots.
And
oh yeah, because they were like debating him and Garoppolo when Brady got suspended.
And then he went to the Colts that next season. He got a ring and then he left.
He got a ring.
I'm gonna guess he was cut. I don't know what happened.
Well, wait, what year did he get released in?
End of 17.
Yeah, so I doubt his rookie contract expired. He probably got traded or cut.
He was traded.
Yeah. So traded to the Colts to become Andrew Luck's backup. And then Andrew Luck said in August, "What if I didn't play ever again?" And then got named the starter. That's fun.
Yeah, I'm reading an interview that says that he just didn't want to be in New England because he was Garoppolo's backup, who was Brady's backup.
He's never gonna see the light of day.
Nope.
Next game was Cincinnati at Chicago. I turned this game off when it was 20-7.
I saw some of it on Red Zone. I
saw the score and it's like 20-17. I'm like, how did Cincinnati almost come back?
I want Joe Burrow to succeed, just because I've been an LSU fan, just because I don't know why I thought their colors were nice, and I just decided LSU.
Fair, honestly.
But now I have to be a Georgia fan, so I'm a Georgia fan.
You don't have to.
My mom lives there.
You don't have to.
I have a hat.
You don't have to.
But
Georgia
anyway.
fans only know misery. They're in the top 5 and then they lose.
I don't even watch college football.
Oh, that's Georgia fans in a nutshell.
Well, I mean, I watched Mac Jones because I was like, we need a quarterback, and then I was like, I like this quarterback.
Yeah, this is Georgia in a nutshell. Their coach is named Kirby Smart, and they will always be in the top 5. You will know almost nobody on their team, and they will do good, and then lose to Alabama in the first round of the playoff. And that is all you need to know about Georgia.
I know JT Daniels.
I don't even know who that is.
He's a quarterback. You don't know who JT Daniels is? You haven't seen his picture?
No.
Looks like a fucking moron. I'm sorry, JT Daniels. It's cut shave.
Oh, it's that kid?
Yeah, that's our quarterback. He originally was from USC.
Oh, that's funny. That's awesome.
Oh,
I want to be that guy.
His facial hair doesn't actually look that bad in pictures, but in that picture, it doesn't look good. No. Just look up JT Daniels. You'll know the picture I'm talking about. Him in his suit and his middle part.
Yeah. So, anyways, Cincinnati, Chicago played a game. It was decent.
Andy Dalton.
And yeah.
Is injured.
We'll get to that later.
Yes, we will.
We have a whole segment on that. But Cincinnati played okay. Their defense kind of blows. Not gonna lie. And their offensive line also kind of blows.
Wow, it's almost like they should have drafted somebody for that.
Yeah. I really think they should have drafted Panay. I'll stand by that statement till the day I die. There's no way that like a generational tackle should have fallen to 8 in that.
Who's
draft.
20 years old?
Or 7.
He's very young.
Yeah. Young generational offensive line talent, and he falls to like 7. Like what the fuck?
And I will say Jamar Chase is going to be a good receiver. He's just going to need time.
I don't think his value is going to be as big as.
But I was going to say his skill as a receiver will not be as good as Penei Sewell's skill as a lineman.
Plus, you are already adding, like, the Bengals receiving core was already not bad. Like, they had Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins. T. Higgins was another first-round draft pick last year. Or first or second-round draft pick last year. And, Tyler Boyd is just good. Auden Tate is another underrated receiver. And you have CJ Uzomah, who's a up-and-coming tight end.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't see a need to draft Jamar, but whatever.
Joe Burrow wanted him. He seems happy. Whenever you see, like, he was so excited when Jamar scored, and he just wanted his friend.
Their defense has Von Bell and Trey Hendrickson, and that is it.
Anyways, moving on.
Moving on. San Fran beats Philly 17-11.
We knew this was gonna happen. Not much to say about this. Jalen Hurts had a couple of good throws, which made me think, maybe he's not god awful.
The San Fran injury train has restarted.
Yup. How long? Now it's time for how long will Garoppolo live for this season?
Week 13, at least. He'll be fine. I think he'll be fine this year.
Shit ass. She just went backwards, upside down, head first into the floor off of a chair.
Thank you, shit ass. Real inspirational. Next game, New Orleans and Carolina.
I knew this was gonna happen. I don't remember. Was we always do predictions? I don't remember if I said Carolina was gonna win, but I meant to because Carolina won, and I knew they would.
I think you did say Carolina was gonna win, but Jameis has become 2019 Jameis, and Sam Darnold has become USC.
Wait! This is good.
What?
Taysom Hill can win the job.
Yes, this is very good.
This is good. I just clicked in my head. This is good.
This is very good.
Yo, Taysom Hill against the Pats next week?
Yo, let's see it. But Carolina played a good game.
No, they did.
New Orleans again could not get anything going offensively.
It's just like what I thought. Sam Darnold in a new place, he's gonna start playing better. You know, like, oh, you know, he's a bust. He went to the fucking Jets. Give him a break.
Yeah, everyone's gonna be like, Zach Wilson's gonna be a bust now, just because he went to the Jets.
Yeah, and same thing with Trevor Lawrence. He's on the Jags. He's obviously playing, you know, at an NFL level, but he's on the Jags.
It doesn't matter how many first overall draft picks you get.
You say that, but the Browns exist.
If you go to a bad organization, like, I don't think anything's gonna change. Because, like, the culture and the management of the Jags and the Jets are just so goddamn awful. Like, the Browns, at least they changed up personnel every other year. So that they, like, got, you know, they at least attempted to do stuff. Like, the Jags...
That's fair game, Browns. Browns tried to change something every year.
Oh, yeah.
They worked hard for where they are.
They did. And then they got Myles Garrett and Baker Mayfield, and they're like, all right, let's build around this. And then they built the best O-line in football. They drafted a great running back in Nick Chubb.
Yep.
They went to free agency and got Jarvis and Odell. And then they built a defense. And now they're good. But
will this happen in Duval? No,
it
won't.
Jags lost to Denver by 10. And the Jags do not look good. Like, it doesn't... I don't care, like, oh, they played Houston and Denver. Teams that everyone had in the bottom of their division at the beginning of the year. And they lost to both of them. And Denver looks like a pretty good team. Can't lie.
I think we need to switch it up. 0-17 Jags.
Yeah, I can see it. I can... The only hurdle is, will Tyrod be back for that second Houston Jags game? That's the only thing, I think.
Unless Davis Mills.
Huh?
Unless Davis Mills plays quarterback. Which,
from
Tyrod's past.
Yeah. Who knows?
Moving on.
The 25-year-old Tom Brady beats the Atlanta Falcons. This one.
And may I say, 48 to 25 game. 25 is too many points to be giving up if you're a top defense against the Falcons, who are supposed to be stupidly bad.
Well, they also had 2 pick sixes. Mike Edwards had, I think he had at least 1 pick six. I think he had 2 though. He at least had 2 interceptions. But
25 points is a lot of points though.
25 points is a lot.
People win games by like, 25. I mean, like, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say people have like a top score of 25. And yeah, they put up 48, which is funny number. But 25 is a lot to be putting up against the Bucks.
Yeah, I think the Bucks defense is really starting to regress a bit, and I think that might be their downfall.
Because they didn't improve.
They didn't. They added Joe Tyron in the draft.
But generally they signed everyone back because they were like, if it worked once, it'll work again.
That's not how it worked.
Nope.
Those other teams can also get better. And when those other teams get better and your team stays the same, you lose. To
be fair, they did have a Super Bowl winning team last year, so I know why they would want to sign everyone back. But
yeah, I saw like only a handful of teams re-signed all 22 starters, like in the history of in Super Bowl era, and I think like one of them has repeated. Something like that. It might have been like a Dolphins team. But the Bucks offense is electric.
It's clicking on every cylinder.
Good. The defense might prove to be their downfall. Atlanta's just a bad team. I think there's nothing else to it.
And when they don't do anything, they're going to see their top tight end moving on. Unless they give him a bunch of money, then he becomes a Mike Evans.
I don't even think Kyle Pitts is... I think drafting Kyle Pitts... Kyle Pitts was a mistake to draft.
Yeah, they could have picked more than Kyle Pitts.
They could have picked Panay.
They could have, and that would have been a good spot for him.
That would have been a great spot for him, because then Matt Ryan doesn't have to run around for his life. And when Matt Ryan runs for his life, he usually ends up sliding 5 yards back.
And Matt Ryan's getting old.
He is getting old. But Atlanta could have done more in the draft. Like, you don't need a tight end, especially when you already have Hayden Hurst.
I understand it's like you see a generational talent, you go grab him. But what are you gonna do about it? What?
I haven't even heard a lot from Kyle Pitts this year.
This is true.
Like, let's see. Let me check. What's he been doing in fantasy?
Let's just check his general stats. He has a total of 104 yards, 31 against the Eagles in Week 1, 73 against the Bucks, 5 receptions against the Bucks, 9 receptions in total. No touchdowns.
Okay, so in 2 games, he has 9 catches for 100 yards.
Yes. It's not great for a generational tight end who's supposed to be Travis Kelce.
That is like an average tight end.
This kid's supposed to be more than Travis Kelce.
Yeah, this kid is supposed to be he's supposed to be the most athletic person we have seen in an NFL draft ever.
But also, I haven't been watching Falcons football. I don't know how often they're playing him.
They're playing in normal tight end plays.
Are they?
Yeah. Like, they're playing him as their tight end 1. So I don't know. Dallas goes into the Chargers, and Greg Zuerlein, after leaving 4 points on the board against the Bucks, hits a 56-yarder to win it. The Chargers kind of got fucked.
Yeah. I think they're decently evenly matched teams. I think the Chargers defense is a little bit better than Dallas's.
Yeah, the
But they're
Dallas defense is good, but the Dallas offense is fucking amazing.
and the Chargers offense is also pretty good.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be more of a shootout than it was, but I think it was more both offenses shot themselves in the foot,
Mm-hmm.
and the Chargers actually just got ref balled. Like, there's nothing you can do about that when the refs throw flags for literally no reason. I think that was a big part that lost them the game, but it's whatever. That's the game. But Dallas, I don't. The NFC East is so wide open. I don't even know what to say about it anymore.
4-way tie.
Yeah, I hope that's the only way the Giants get in.
A game I liked watching, Monday Night Football, Detroit in Lambeau in Green Bay, and Jared Goff scores on the first drive of the game. And I was
another weird game.
And I was like, the Lions are gonna win this football game. And I was betting on it because I just wanted a bad team to win.
I wanted that guy to win $730K.
But then Aaron Rodgers says, "No, I'm a good quarterback," and then plays insane. Makes needle skinny throws.
Yeah.
Milliseconds and millimeters off, and none of the plays happened that he made.
Yeah, Rodgers said, "Fuck last week. I'm going to play good this week." And he did. And Jared Goff didn't have a bad game. I don't think the Lions offense played bad. They just kind of stalled out in the second half.
Yeah.
But I think Green Bay's defense came alive in that second half, and then their offense stayed strong. But I don't think that the Lions are as bad as people think this year. I think Dan Campbell's a good fit for them at head coach. But I think they're gonna, as Will Brinson said, they can be a thorn in some teams' sides.
They're not gonna do a whole heck of a lot.
They're not gonna do a lot of winning, but they're gonna make you fight for your wins.
Which is normally, you go into them and you're like, oh, we're just gonna win. But Green Bay, they scored on Green Bay immediately.
Yeah. All right. That's it for week 2 games. Let's go into some injuries because there are a few of them. The first one I want to point out is from the Giants. Nick Gates. He broke his leg. Like legit, he has fractures in his leg, and this is bad for the Giants. Your offensive line's already getting criticized, and then you have arguably your best lineman and a team captain, so he's a leader, and he goes down and he's probably out for the season. Because I watched the replay on it, and he held up his leg, and part of it was not where it was supposed to be in place. I don't know if you watched that play or not.
I didn't.
It was not good. So, speedy recovery. We need you, please. But other than that, a lot of QBs got injured,
which is not good.
Yeah. So I put Derek Carr and Baker Mayfield at the bottom of this list just because they went down and they had to exit for a few plays.
And then they just went back in.
And they went back in. But,
I saw a clip of Baker on the sideline. He's like, "Yep, just pop in and out. I'm good."
Yeah, he dislocated his shoulder, and then he literally just popped it back into place. Derek Carr, I think
I've done that.
He's got the wind knocked out of him. But one that's not on our list is Ben Roethlisberger has a pec strain or something.
Oh, I saw that.
So
shut up, Ben.
Questionable. He's questionable for
just retire.
Their game against Cincy, which I think it's a must win for the Steelers.
Yeah.
We'll get to that one later. Let's go down the list of quarterbacks who are most likely, who like the big quarterback injuries.
Tua
Tua gets rocked.
got
All right,
hit.
and if you're Tua, if you get hit, if a strong breeze were to blow, you get injured. That's how he's been throughout college. That was my biggest criticism of him last year, and it's coming to reality because he got his ribs again. He had a rib injury in college as well, and he is out for the Week 3 game, and Jacoby Brissett is going to start.
Yeah, that's kind of it. Tua. I mean, people are saying it's a make or break year for Tua, which it's not. It's his second.
Next year.
Yeah.
Next year, just make or break.
Next year, you could make that argument. It's just after his rookie year where he didn't play a full season. He dipped his toes in the water with Fitzmagic, and now he like owns the team. It's his, and just give him a minute. But this is not where you need to get injured. This is where you need to stay healthy and get your reps and understand football.
Yeah, so he needs to get his reps instead of, having to sit injured on the sideline with a playbook. But Jacoby Brissett gets a start, an experienced quarterback, veteran.
As much as, you don't want to see someone go down, I am excited for the Finns to not do as good this season.
Yeah, that's good for you.
This is very good for me because every game against the Dolphins, like if anybody against the Dolphins, I'm like, please lose. Like a single game could, help us get into a wild card.
Yeah, it really could. The next one, Andy Dalton went down Sunday with a knee injury. And the Bears announced today that Justin Fields will be the starter in Week 3.
Get his first start. I was pretty sure he was going to be a bust. And he seems like he's been performing all right. He's still got a lot of work to do. He's one of those quarterbacks you need to sit for a while. Yeah. I feel like he has enough skill to make plays, but his knowledge is not there. He's too slow. He doesn't make the quick throws that Andy sees.
I feel like he's the antithesis of Mac Jones.
Yeah.
Like Mac Jones, he has the IQ, he's got the arm, he just lacks the mobility. And Justin Fields, he's a little slow on the plays. His arm is still a little questionable.
But he can run. He can move.
Speed. He's really good outside of the pocket. I'll give him that. But I feel like it's a little early for him to start. But
that must have been a call because of Andy, because they were committed to Andy Dalton.
I wouldn't have played him in the first 2 weeks, coming in off of a few plays. I talked about it last week, and why put him in for a play if he's just gonna fuck up Andy Dalton's rhythm
when he was doing good.
Yeah. So they did it again a little bit, but it's against the Bengals, so it didn't really matter as much. But I still think they should have sat him. They should have kept him with a playbook. If this happens, then do this. If this happens, then do this. Make sure he can get all of his reads down. And then with Dalton going down, you got to start him. I'm not upset with this decision. But bring Dalton back, I'd say, towards the end of the season when he can, or however long he has to recover.
Or unless Fields wins the team.
Yeah, unless Fields actually wins the team over, which I haven't heard anything about that
I don't
yet.
see it happening. I think once Andy Dalton's back, they're like, yep, go back in.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I don't think Fields is a win the locker room type of guy. So I think they'll go back to Dalton, at least for the rest of this year. Tyrod Taylor, hamstring injury.
This is really upsetting.
This is really upsetting because it's always week 2. Tyrod gets injured and they put in a rookie. And Davis Mills, I don't think he did that bad. Let me check the stats again just to.
I'm also looking. He had 100 yards against the Browns and a touchdown. He had an interception,
and that's only the second half.
Yeah.
So he had he went 8 for 18, 100 yards, touchdown, pick, sack.
It's not horrible for a rookie.
It wasn't terrible for getting thrust into your first game. Like he wasn't a first round pick either. Like he was a 3rd round draft pick. So I mean, that's not terrible. I think having this first team reps this week is really going to help him. The problem is they're on a short week. They play Thursday night.
Whoa, that's right.
So that's going to hurt him a bit. But I think they're playing the Panthers, so that's a winnable game for them, I think. Because Sam Darnold in prime time has not been great.
But are you saying that he's
with the Jets, so who knows?
But the Saints couldn't do much against the Panthers. Are you saying the Texans can?
Well, the Saints are a weird team just because they have Jameis as their quarterback. So they can play. They're going to be playing super inconsistent. They're either going to have 5 touchdowns or like 4 picks in a game. So I don't like the Saints. That's how I see them this year. It depends on if Jameis wants to be new, if he wants to be LASIK Jameis or if he wants to be 2019 Jameis.
I think he needs a couple more games for you to say what the Saints are going to be. Because the first game, you're like, oh my god, he's good. The second game, you're like, oh, I don't know. And now it's like, what are you?
Yeah. But I think it's a winnable game for Houston. They are 8-point underdogs, but I think it's a winnable game.
We'll get to that.
It's really just how will Davis Mills perform. I think that's all they're really going to be looking for. It'd be great if they get the win, but they want to see how their young quarterback does in pressure. The last QB injury.
Carson Wentz, both ankles.
Poor guy can't catch a break. He's another injury magnet.
I was saying don't start him week 1. They did because he was healthy, and he played okay. It was against the Hawks. And then, oh man.
Yeah, he goes down. He's questionable for this week's game.
Which tells me that he's gonna speed through this recovery, be like, all right, I'm ready, and then get injured again.
Yeah. Jacob Eason, 2020 4th round pick out of Washington, is the backup, who we haven't seen a lot of, but I don't think he's a bad backup. Again, one of those players who
I've heard that the locker room likes him.
Yeah, later round pick, hasn't gotten first team reps. It's just gonna be a we'll see scenario. And the last injury was Jarvis Landry lands on the IR with a knee injury, as Odell Beckham Jr. returns from the IR from a knee injury. Is this a big loss for the Browns, you think?
I mean, it's Odell's gonna play great, but Jarvis Landry is a stud, and this is not great.
Yeah, I think
I'd rather have Jarvis Landry than I would Odell, because it's just I feel like that's
I don't know.
you get more consistency.
Well, I think they're like they have been teammates for a while. They were teammates on LSU, then they split, and then they reunited on the Browns.
Yeah,
and they like are clear cut. Like Odell is 1, Jarvis is 2. They fill those roles very well. Odell is great on the deep ball, making great catches on the sideline, and Jarvis is good at getting up the middle, and being like getting explosive. So I think that having them as the 1-2 punch was good. Jarvis as the 1 was kind of shaky in my opinion, but having Odell back and getting Baker that deep ball potential,
yeah,
I think that'll be good. All right, let's move on to Week 3 previews. So we already talked a little bit about Carolina, Houston. Anything else you want to add to it?
Not much. There's the Panthers are the favorite. I think Panthers are taking this game. 8 points sounds reasonable.
8 points sounds like a lot.
I don't see Mills playing that amazing. I feel like he's gonna just try out the league, see how it is. They have Sam Darnold who understands the league at this point and is gonna be able to capitalize on Davis Mills not having that kind of knowledge.
I think the Texans' defense has kind of been a shock to some people. If the Panthers underestimate that, there's a good shot that they could blow it. But it's gonna be an interesting game. Moving on to the Sunday games. The football team at the Bills.
Loss. It's at home for Bills Mafia. The football team is not winning this game. I don't want to hear anything.
Yeah, I don't care what kind of momentum they're running off of.
7.5 points, maybe even more.
I can see this being a 17-point game.
Yeah. I think they're gonna dominate. It's gonna be a tough football game, but at the end of the day, Buffalo's defense or offense is better.
I think it's gonna be a scrappy game. I really do. But this next one's interesting. Chicago at Cleveland. Cleveland are 7-point favorite.
Which is correct. Cleveland, the Browns are gonna win this game.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be interesting to see how Justin Fields plays into his first start being Cleveland. In Cleveland.
Browns fans are dogs, so that'll be tough.
So going up, his first ever start, and he's going up against Jadeveon Clowney and Myles Garrett.
Oh shit, he's gonna get fucked.
Yeah, he might die. That's okay.
He might Andy Dalton himself. Oh no, he can run though.
Justin Fields is another quarterback that is pretty injury prone. At Ohio State, he had a couple injuries, especially last year in the playoffs. But he's got to learn to get down. He can't be like Danny Dimes and just fucking lead block for people and start, diving head first for the first down in midfield. Like, he's got to learn to get down and protect himself. But I think Cleveland wins this game. They're too good right now.
Yeah.
Baltimore at Detroit. Baltimore 8-point favorites.
7.
7? Baltimore wins by a touchdown. That's it.
Yeah. I think I don't know. The Lions are a shock. They started doing it with Green Bay. I feel like this is gonna be another game where they're gonna
I
like show themselves that they can play football.
I feel like it's gonna be too close to call a blowout, but it's not gonna be like it's gonna be like a sure win for Baltimore. Baltimore's riding a fucking giant wave of momentum right now.
It
They just beat the AFC, like the two-time back-to-back AFC champions.
it is a very far stretch to say that they're gonna only win by a score. The Ravens
Yeah,
are gonna quite literally dog the Lions, but I want to say just to be different that they're gonna do good. The Lions, I think, are gonna do good.
I want to see the Lions just play a good game. Like I want to see as little mistakes as possible out of Detroit in this game. That's all.
Yeah,
That's all I want. Tennessee at Indianapolis. Tennessee 5.5 point favorites.
that's fair.
Yeah, I think Tennessee could win by a touchdown. I feel like that win against Seattle's a big morale boost. If they had lost that game, I might not be saying this, but Tennessee's gonna be good, especially against an injured Carson Wentz or a Carson Wentz backup.
I think the Colts could win this game. I don't think they're going to, but it's not gonna be. It's not a free win for the
No,
Titans.
it's not a free win for the Titans, but it's
It'll be a
I
bit
don't know.
easier.
Indy's gonna have to show up.
Yeah.
Interesting game here. Chargers at Chiefs. Chiefs are 6.5 point favorites.
The Chargers beat the Chiefs last year, didn't they?
No, I think they almost beat the Chiefs.
You sure? I feel like they beat the
Maybe they
Chiefs.
did.
I'm pretty
Maybe.
sure the Chargers beat the Chiefs last year.
I don't know. And frankly, I'm a little lazy to fact check that. So I think Kansas City wins. They have to bounce back after last week's loss. But I think the Chargers they're gonna make them fight for it. You know, they're obviously a good team, and I think the Chargers have potential to win this game just because of how bad the Chiefs' defense has been. Like they've really only had Tyrann Mathieu on the field, and that's it. Their defensive line has been mostly a non-factor, and especially going up against the Chargers' offensive line, which is pretty good.
Week 17, the Chargers beat the Chiefs 38-21.
Well, yeah, because the Chiefs weren't even playing their starters.
Yeah. So
Yeah, so I don't count that.
well,
The Chiefs had already locked the
I
one
didn't know it
seed.
was week 17. I just remember they won.
The Chiefs had already locked the 1 seed, so they're like, we're not gonna play any of our good players. All right, we're on your game. New Orleans at New England. Who you got?
I think New England's a better football team. I think Mac Jones is figuring stuff out. I don't
It
know that
depends on what Jameis shows up.
this is true because I think I almost said this earlier. I think there's ghosts in Gillette, and I think Jameis is gonna throw to him, and I think J.C. Jackson's gonna go, ooh, for me, you shouldn't have. I see at least one or two picks minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's 3 point difference, but I don't know. I feel like we're getting better in the red zone. We obviously need a lot, but like Mac Jones needs to take the big throws and take the electric plays, which he doesn't. He takes the like smart 3 yards.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been plays where he could just launch it, touchdown, or launch it, get 40 yards, and he doesn't. He's scared to do that.
Yeah.
Which I know he's been yelled at for, and that's what they're working on, I'm sure. But you know, Mac takes some chances, and you know, the Patriots have been clicking. I don't think they're, I want to see a lot out of Mac Jones. I'm not expecting a huge season this year. I just want to see improvement over the entire year, of which I've seen a lot of improvement just from the preseason.
Yeah, and you also look at the Saints defense. It's been kind of eh. Like, yeah, they held the Packers to 3, but that was also Aaron Rodgers playing a dog shit game. Like, I don't credit the Saints defense as much as I credit Rodgers' downfall in that game. And then they let Carolina score 26, which is kind of a lot, especially for, a Sam Darnold team.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this is gonna be probably the closest game of the week. Looking at the rest of the games, this is probably gonna be the closest one. All right, give me your take on Atlanta in New York against the Giants. What do you got to say about this?
Danny Dimes has been throwing dimes. I think I don't think Atlanta is a better football team than the Giants. I think that the Giants, they won their game, or Dan Jones won the game for him. His team is just, the Giants are a weird team, but
Yeah.
I think the Giants will start understanding and clicking a bit more, and start winning a couple football games.
Yeah, if we go off the previous weeks, Daniel Jones is going to play a really good game, or we're just going to shoot ourselves in the foot and lose last second. We're going to somehow shoot ourselves in the foot and lose. I'm already dreading this game. I'm not even going to be able to watch it, and I'm dreading it. I'm actually worried because if we lose to the Falcons, our season's over.
Yeah.
That's actually just it. I hate to say this in week 3, but it is make or break time for the Giants. Oh fuck!
All right.
I hate this. Cincinnati at Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Bengals at Steelers.
I take the Bengals.
I was about to say I take the Bengals.
That's my underdog pick of the week. Is the Bengals beat the Steelers just because Big Ben doesn't know what the fuck's going on with him, and if he gets taken out, I don't think Dwayne Haskins has had enough time in the system to win a game against Joe Burrow.
Hold on. Sorry. It is almost midnight. The Bengals have started to understand how to play football as a team, and I think, especially the later weeks, Bengals are not free games.
Yeah, I think the Bengals can make a serious case to be a wild card team this year. I don't think they can win the division just because they're in the AFC North.
Yeah, so they're not. They're not doing that.
But they could play upset, play spoiler to a few teams. Arizona at Jacksonville.
More than 7.5 points.
Yeah,
Kyler Murray is going to be playing some backyard football with D-Hop.
Chandler Jones is going to kill Trevor Lawrence.
He's going to have another 5-sack day.
Yeah, it's going to be a blowout. Same with this one. Denver beats the Jets.
Their defense is too good. They might, Zach Wilson might throw even more picks against a better defense.
I hate how the best part of the Jets is Zach Wilson, and he threw 4 picks last week.
Yeah.
That's tragic. And they're going up against the Denver defense. The Denver secondary, which is stacked. So
who does the Jets have to run the ball? So poor guy doesn't have to throw.
Oh, fuck, I don't even know who is the Jets running back.
Ty Johnson.
No. Ty Johnson. They have Michael Carter and Tevin Coleman. Oh, this depth chart makes me sad. Yeah, this depth chart makes me sad. You play Ty Johnson over rookie Michael Carter out of North Carolina,
Mm-hmm.
and Tevin Coleman, who has had success in the past. That's sad.
Yeah, but other than Zach Wilson, they have Elijah Moore. He's a good receiver.
Yeah, they have Elijah Moore, Jamison Crowder, and Corey Davis. That's a good receiving core. It's just, can the line hold up?
And can Zach Wilson throw to a physical being?
Yeah.
That's not the New York Patriots. Or the fucking New England Patriots.
Mekhi
Got
Becton
Giants
is
in my
on the
mind.
IR, so that's tough. And I also just saw Shane Lemieux, another Giants guard who got injured. His season is over after Easter, and I'm just sad. He was good.
Mm-hmm. All right. Next we have Miami and Vegas.
Vegas wins by 10.
Vegas is a 4-point pick, and Vegas is
10.
Yeah, it's more because of Jacoby Brissett.
Oh, Vegas wins by 7.
Yep, that's it's a bit better. Vegas has been
is
playing way too good of football to go against. I mean, Miami defense solid.
No, I was talking about the next game. This is game of the week.
Oh, Miami defense is pretty solid, but Vegas is just too good. You know, it's Vegas, baby. You're getting fucked.
Yeah, Vegas is good. Game of the week: Tampa Bay at Rams. Who you got?
What a game! I was thinking about this.
Rams are 1-point favorites only because they're at home.
I don't know why, but I was thinking about this on the way to school this morning.
How awesome of a game this is gonna be?
Yeah, and it was weird because my head said Rams, but my gut said Bucks.
I think Rams.
Because my immediate thought was Bucks are gonna win, but then I thought about it and I'm like, I don't know though. The Rams though.
The Rams offense, I think, is gonna tear up the Bucks defense, especially after how they played last week. And it literally all depends on Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey. Can they carry hard enough? That's what it's gonna come down to.
Yeah. I'm gonna go on a whim and say that the Rams do win this game.
I say Rams by a field goal.
Yeah, Rams by a field goal. In overtime.
You think it goes to overtime?
Yeah. Tom Brady gets a look and then he gets touchdowns.
Yeah. Well, the next game, I think, could go into overtime because it's 2 of the 4 teams that have gone into overtime playing each other.
Yeah.
That's the Seahawks at the Vikings. I don't know. This is a tough game to call. Because Minnesota hasn't looked bad. They've just lost in the most unfortunate ways.
I want to still give it to the Seahawks though.
I want to give it to the Vikings. I'd say the Vikings win this.
I'd say Hawks by a score.
I think something goes wrong with the Hawks this week. Something goes wrong with like Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson. They don't gel. Something goes wrong. Mike Zimmer gets play calling correctly, and then Vikings win by a field goal. If they make it, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sunday Night Football is going to be interesting. Packers at Niners. Niners are 3.5-point favorites. I feel like it's going to be a lot closer.
Man, that's a tough game to call. Cause again, gut Green Bay, but then you think about it and you're like, well, they could lose.
I think there's too much good the Niners have too much good on their team. And I think that, it could really go either way. But I think the Niners are going to edge it out by 6.
I'd like to see that. Yeah.
Rodgers falls to 1-2. Could you imagine?
Oof.
Monday Night Football. Last game. Eagles at Cowboys. Cowboys are 4-point favorites. What happens this game?
More than that. 7-point favorites, Dallas.
I give it 13. I think Dallas wins by 13.
I could also see that.
Yeah. As much as I don't like Dallas, I do have Dak in fantasy now. So
yeah, but would you like the Eagles?
I'd rather the Eagles to win.
Really?
Yeah, because I don't like the Cowboys more than I don't like the Eagles. The Eagles, it's not the Eagles as the franchise, it's the Eagles fans usually.
I just don't like the Eagles.
That's fair.
Fuck you, Nick Foles.
Well, that's you, yeah.
I mean, I love Nick Foles. Fuck
yeah,
you, Eagles.
I hate the Cowboys more than the Eagles, but also I feel like the Eagles are easier competition. So like if we could beat them easier. So handing Dallas a loss would just be better for the Giants.
Yeah.
All right.
And that's all of the games and all of our choices.
Yeah, do you have any hot takes for the week?
Oh,
in general?
I don't know. I guess going back to earlier, 0-17 Jaguars.
I think 0-17 Falcons is a possibility.
Oh.
But we have to. I'll let you know after next week, cause it might my hot take next week might turn into 0-17 Giants.
Oh.
That would just break my heart.
All right. Well, that seems to be the end of our show. So I am gonna catch y'all Mingas on the flip. Word to your mother. Peace out, y'all.